Good morning, welcome to the ADS Securities Markets Update. After the turmoil in the markets this week due to some negative economic releases from the US, which led to the stocks to decline sharply across the board, while the US 10-year yields fell below 2% and also the US dollar sold off across the board, the Federal Reserve came in with a shocking remarks to the market which flipped the view within minutes. And this is what ADS Securities warned about it a long time ago. The Federal Reserve Hawk member Bullard said in an interview on Bloomberg yesterday that the Federal Reserve may consider delaying the end of QE by the end of this month. The comment was shocking as it comes in from one of the well-known hawk members of the Fed, which led to a recovery in the U.S. equities closing the day almost unchanged, while the futures remains higher since the beginning of the Asian session. The U.S. bond yields also recovered above 2%, reaching as high as 2.14%, and finally the U.S. dollar continued to sold off across the day. In ADS Securities, we mentioned many times that the Federal Reserve may shock the market with such a decision, but the excuse for this decision would be due to one of two things: inflation expectation or weaker economic activities. In the meantime, it is all about Yellen and at the end of this month and posing QE tapering, and buying more $15 billion next month would be a game changer for the markets. During the Asian session today, there were no economic figures were released, while the New Zealand dollar fell across the board for a few minutes before it recovers again. The decline came in due to a mistake by the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, who republished a report saying that the Kiwi moves are unjustified and unsustainable. As for the European session today, there is no economic releases as well, while all eyes will be headed toward the US session, as there are many economic figures will be released in addition to the speech of the Federal Reserve Chairwoman Janet Yellen at 12:30 GMT time. The building permits in the US is expected to rise toward 1.04 million in September, up from 1 million in August, and the housing start is also expected to rise to 1.02 million, up from 0.96 million during the same period. Finally, the University of Michigan consumer confidence is expected to decline slightly toward 84.3 in October, down from 84.6 in September. However, it remains near the highest level since 2012. Finally, in Canada, the inflation figures will be released today with no expected surprise, and the core CPI may rise by 0.1%, while the CPI may remain unchanged in September. This is it for today. You can follow us on our social media sites, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to get the latest economic releases, reports, and analysis. Have a good day and have a good weekend.